Israel's Navy tested their newest laser, and the results are terrifying. Israeli scientists and engineers have been working on a covert project at a top-secret facility located beneath the Mediterranean Sea for years. Their objective was to create a laser weapon that could destroy mortars, rockets, and drones. The project has been in development and research for many years. The Iron Beam laser weapon has undergone successful testing and is now prepared for use. One of the world's best defended countries is Israel. The army of the country is equipped with several very effective air defense systems, including the Iron Dome, Arrows 2, 3, and David Sling. Together, these defenses shield Israel against a variety of missiles, mortars, unmanned aerial vehicles, and other controlled dangers. But there is a new uncontrollable threat to be concerned about: hypersonic missiles. 5 times faster than sound, hypersonic missiles can maneuver and fly without being detected by any of Israel's current air defense systems. Israel has a challenge since Iran, its archenemy, is said to possess these hypersonic missiles. In dire need of an impenetrable wall once again, Israel is planning $225 million for hypersonic missile defense alone. With this funding, the country turns to one weapon fast enough to make hypersonic weapons look slow. The United States is 6,500 miles away from Russia and China, which pose similar hypersonic threats. Because of this, the United States and Israel have joined forces to develop the most potent laser weapons that neither the world nor science fiction films have ever seen. The lasers are now available after years of development. Now more than ever, Israel and the U.S. both possess functioning laser weapons. Israel's advanced weapon has undergone open testing in the Negev desert, passing with flying colors and sweeping the globe. The goal of operable laser weaponry is poised to become a reality after decades of struggle and dead ends, and it appears that fiber optic connectivity was the first catalyst. It was discovered in the 1990s that fiber optic lasers were extremely effective in transforming electrical power into optical power. They may have a laser-like focus and provide high intensity to effectively grill and drill through metal microelectronic components. But cutting metal from centimeters away was one thing, and removing mortar from 2 kilometers away was quite another. If the fiber laser was to reach that level of weapons class power, it would need to be ramped up significantly, but until Lockheed Martin had an epiphany, there had been no practical method to do so. Instead of constructing a single large-scale high-power laser, Lockheed would focus a stream of many fiber lasers with kilowatt outputs into a single high-quality beam. This is referred to as spectral beam combining, and it was the invention that completely altered everything. By just adding additional laser threads, laser weapons might suddenly have any amount of power required without requiring the addition of a lot of heavy machinery. This enabled the laser weapons to remain portable and therefore mobile. Laser weapons could now fit on the Navy's ships, the Air Force's fighter jets, and the Army's trucks, now able to coexist on these vehicles with other systems. Laser weapons could be integrated into legacy combat systems and weapons. They would all work in synergy to provide efficiency in operations, improved lethality, and more options to their operators. Israeli and American forces would now be able to choose between employing kinetic weapons and directed energy weapons, depending on the threat at hand. For a large number of low-cost threats, firing expensive interceptor missiles is too costly a response. Therefore, the laser weapon will be deployed. We'll now give you a case study from actual life. To fight inexpensive $1,000 rockets from Gaza, Israel uses a $50 million Iron Dome equipped with $80,000 interceptor missiles. An economy cannot function with such irrational behavior. Here, Israel's new laser weapon saves the day by eliminating the same targets for just $3.50, or the cost of Starbucks coffee. The Iron Beam is the name of this new weapon. The Iron Beam is a high-powered laser-directed energy weapon that can autonomously track and acquire targets from a distance of up to 4 miles away, stabilize its line of sight, and concentrate its beam to not only pierce the target, but also space and time. A new class of capabilities, including an unlimited magazine, are introduced by the Iron Beam, the newest and possibly greatest component of Israel's wall of defenses. Despite how deadly they are, bullets and missiles have a substantial advantage over guns and missile launchers. When they run out of ammunition, as they do, they become more toothless than a sword from the old centuries, and their operators are put in a hazardous position. With the iron beam, this is not the case. The weapon uses the energy produced by lasers instead of bullets to do damage. The iron beam, which has a dependable power source ready to go, keeps firing, eliminating the need for military artillery to reload and introducing an endless magazine of incredibly potent rounds. An example of light energy is a laser. Actually, light amplification by a stimulated emission of radiation is what the name laser stands for. As a result, the 150 kilowatt iron beams fired from two different laser guns would reach their targets at a speed of 186,000 miles per second. The fastest thing in the universe is light speed. No drone, mortar missile, or fighter jet has a chance of outrunning this weapon, whether it is supersonic or hypersonic. This explains the iron beam's nearly perfect hit rate. Additionally, since a laser beam practically instantaneously hits its target, it does not require calculating an intercept trajectory as interceptor missiles do. The threat counter procedure is greatly streamlined as a result. An intelligent weapon that carries out the majority of its task on its own is the iron beam. Given that the risks were too great for humans to handle, this is to be expected. Speeding at sound speed, the iron beam is capable of acting autonomously in the detection, tracking, and eventual elimination of threats. Because of the automated nature of the weapon, Israel intends to line up iron beam units around its borders in order to keep out threats and provide its citizens, including the soldiers who may not need to engage in as much direct defense, a good night's sleep. The iron beam is also designed to allow the militaries of Israel's allies to easily be trained and deploy the weapon in next to no time, translating into instant integration of the weapon wherever it takes a tour, such as the U.S. The U.S. has shown serious interest in the iron beam, so much so that Lockheed Martin, now with 40 years of experience in directed energy weapons, has partnered with Israeli defense contractor Rafael to create an American version of the iron beam. That would fit in with the already impressive lineup of American laser weapons. The U.S. invests around $1 billion annually in the development of directed energy weapons. With the help of Lockheed Martin and other contractors, the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Army are all developing similar weapons. The American version of the iron beam will be wielded by the troops. The service is also advocating for 2 more laser weapons, each of which is innovative in its own right, in addition to the new one. The 300 kilowatt laser weapon known as the IFPC Hell is intended to destroy powerful threats like cruise missiles. It has indirect fire accuracy capabilities. Technology created during a 3-year project to safeguard permanent and semi-fixed locations, the transportable full system known as the IFPC Hell is made up of the beam control, beam director, power, and thermal management components. And now our video comes to an end. We ask you to like, comment, and share this video, and make sure you subscribe to it as well. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.